Okay, it says we're live. Okay, now I'm going to go to YouTube. And I don't see it. Dang it. Do, 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 do. Oh, yeah, there it is. It came up.
I did it.
Just morning, everybody. We're early because I didn't. EVMUX is different to me. EVMUX. So, anyway, we're here. Hi, Azure Blue. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Harry. Did y'all get notifications? Because, yeah, I didn't know whether I was screwed up or not, so I went on early to check it out, and so here we are. Welcome to the early show with the Silverhairstacker and Tom, the Queen City
Okay,
Pickup.
there you are right now.
Yep,
You're up now.
Carol didn't get a notification, but you came anyway. Hi, Cyber. Looks like everybody's finding it anyway, so I guess we're all right.
All right, I'm gonna go get something to drink. I'll be right back.
My view screen on the EVMUG side is really small. I don't know why that is, but yeah. Well, the weekend's over. Time to go back to work. Unless you sell stuff on eBay and then you worked over the weekend. Today is Martin Luther King Jr. Remembrance Day holiday. I have a dream where a man is judged by the content of his character and not by the color of his skin. Something like that. I may have paraphrased a little bit. That was a good speech. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I had to kiss an angel good morning. And lover like the devil when I get back home. Tom looks organized, very clean. Yeah, don't let all those boxes fool you. He's only got 10 items listed.
I'll be there in a second.
I'm talking about you, Tom. Cyber just came in for lunch. Well, have a good lunch. Da, da, da. So, in America, the post offices are having a holiday to celebrate Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Yeah. do, 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 do. Yeah. Yep, yep, yep. Dun, dun. No notification. Well, 30-minute one. Yeah, I don't know. When did y'all get your notification that I went live? Was it like right before the show started, or was it? Because I was signed up to go live on YouTube like 30 minutes ago. I don't know. Just a minute ago. Okay. Well,
You're here. That's all that matters.
when it started, you got the notification. That is odd, strange, and queer. It's queer. Queer used to be a like strange.
Yeah.
Kind of like gay used to mean happy. We'll have a gay old time. Du, 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 du. So, Martin Luther King, I have a dream. That's a good speech.
My brother's birthday was yesterday. My younger brother.
Yeah. Happy birthday to him. Your younger brother.
Yep. He is 62.
62. It's getting on up there like you and me.
Yeah, but my older brother. God, my older brother's older than you. My older brother's 70.
I only have one left. I need to get some more Sharpies.
Have a good day, Glenn.
I hate it when I run out of Sharpies because I use them every day. It's like, what are the necessary tools to reselling? You gotta have a computer. You gotta, the recording was stopped due to free plan limitation. You can continue to broadcast. Just notice the rest of the broadcast will not be recorded.
Who is that from? Easy Mux?
Yeah, I
Don't
don't
worry
need
about it.
them to record it. YouTube's gonna record it, aren't
Yeah.
they? Well, dang, Gwen threw the one Sharpie back at me and oh, there it is. It bounced off my arm and went who knows where.
My camera's looking really clear today.
That's good.
Oh, Lord.
Oops. I guess.
So did you do anything funny over the weekend? Fun over the weekend?
Well, ordered Chinese takeout food and went to go get it. And on the way home, I heard rustling in the bag. And I looked down at the bag and there were two eyes looking out at me.
Are you kidding me?
Sure enough, it was Peking duck. Peking duck. Get
Oh,
it?
God. That humor.
That was a good one right there.
I thought you would say there's a mouse in there.
Peking duck. You get
I'm
it?
doing,
That was
I'm doing
funny.
good, Carol.
Little levity this morning.
I hear you. Like says, what do you do when your toe falls off? Call a tow truck. Oh, God.
More humor. wants me to shush. I'm talking too loud.
Is she doing something in her office?
Oh, she
You,
came in and said, Mom's still asleep. Well, her mom is like 70 feet away, clear on the other side of the house. I don't know how I'd be waking her up.
you're just gonna have to buy a bigger place. Oh wow.
Gwen wants me to build a separate building and have my eBay and all this crap out there.
Are you?
No, I can't afford that. If I
God.
built a place, I'd want it like I want it. So that would cost like $100,000 in the West Wing.
Cole,
We got a cat on the loose.
he just turned his tree over.
Reddit? No, I haven't sold on Reddit. I think I looked at it like you suggested, Azure, but I was like, I don't know. It was just confusing to an old man mind.
I thought Reddit was just where you wrote the bitch about something.
No, people have groups on there. They buy and sell stuff all the time.
Oh.
And there's no fees, so you don't have to pay somebody 13% to sell something.
Bone crack, how you feeling? Because while
He's
I
still
was,
in the hospital. He's not out of the woods.
did I take all my meds? Yeah.
PM's for sale. The coin medals to sell.
Well, Azure, you should come on the show one morning and give it a quick how to sell or do a video and then give us the link so we can go look at it. If you got the time. I know you're probably busy, but just saying. I mean, it's I have enough problems selling on eBay, so I doubt I'd go over there.
Let's see. Dang it. That's just stupid. Maybe I'd try this. Here we go. What happened? Trying to put the link in the side
Good.
chat is screwing up.
Just because I went in the hospital didn't mean you had to follow suit, bum crack.
Oh my god.
But you have a lot worse situation, I think, than I did.
Yeah, you were only in the hospital, what, 2 days, Tom?
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah, they made an incision right there. Let me
Mm.
get the right one. They made an incision right there and went in and blasted out a couple of arteries and put a couple of stents in. And I was home on Saturday. I'm doing good, bum crack. I have some tired spells, but other than that, I'm doing good. And they said that's to be expected. So I'm gonna do a customer service announcement right here. Not customer service, public service, public service announcement right here. When you blokes go in there to get your next physical, if they're not doing a EKG on you, make sure they do one because that seemed to be the big kickoff right there. Everything else was fine. Just my EKG was way off. Like freaky way off. So, like I said, you might be feeling fine, but when you go in and get your next one, be sure and do that.
That's funny.
Google it, lag. It's an electrocardiograph or something of that sort.
See that?
Yeah.
Diamond ring box with an egg in it. The caption reads, "He went to Kroger."
Yeah, they're like $5 a $5 a gallon, $5 a carton here.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, but it's because I was feeling fine, and then I was watching Scott's Thursday show, and it felt like somebody sat on my chest. Never had any pain. Um, Never had any pain, but I um, just felt had this tremendous pressure on my chest. I thought it was heartburn at first, and then just never went away. So I told Roberta, I said, I think we need to go to the hospital, and we jumped in the car, and she took me out there.
Hey guys.
Good morning,
Hi,
Tara.
Tyler. What's going on?
Not much. Nothing very exciting.
Is it pretty weather up there?
Well, it was frosty last night. Hey, I don't complain any day I'm down here, because it can be a lot worse, so.
Yeah.
I tell that to people that are like from Kentucky, like friends of mine and stuff. They're like, oh, it's so cold out. I'm like, you know what? It could be so much worse, so you'll never hear me complain.
Yeah, you used to that. Do you mind moving your butt on by? Thank you. You're used to that sub-zero temperatures and stuff like that.
Yeah. So what is it? Oh, it's the 16th of January and it's going to be like 50 today? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take it every day. Let's see, where it's going to be in Eagle River today. Might not be too cold up there. I'm going to look it up.
It's like living in the suburbs, and you came from the projects, and all the people in the suburbs are complaining how they're a little short on money. It's all relative.
Oh, it's warm in Eagle River right now. Honestly, for January 16th, it's very warm up there. It's 32 degrees today with a high of 34. So they're having their January thaw right now.
Wow.
Which is great for snowmobiles.
Yeah, well, it's Derby week, so that sucks.
Oh, God. Oh, man, get the Vaseline.
Is it the Kentucky Derby this week?
No, in Eagle River,
Snowmobile
Wisconsin, it's the snowmobile derby this week.
And it's like their one. I mean, people laugh, oh, snowmobile derby, big deal. But for them, it's like their only thing in the winter that they make any money off of.
Yeah, it's the World Championship snowmobile derby. Well, they're probably on the right. The last week was probably this week will be the regular yeah, it's gonna be 52 here today. Is like their regular formula stock. You have stock and formula type sleds that come in there to race.
When you think of Wisconsin, people think of like dairy cows munching on green grass. There is no green grass in the northern part half of Wisconsin because it's all sand. All you have is pine trees, lakes, and tourism. There's no farming whatsoever. There's barely 2 inches of topsoil, and that topsoil pretty much looks. Everybody else would call it just sand, but it's a little bit darker sand than the sand underneath it.
Yeah, you can look it up. Eagle River, home of the World Championship snowmobile.
It's like living in a
races.
desert. Except we don't have oil.
It's the snowmobiling capital of the
There's
world.
no Amazon. There's no manufacturing. There's nothing. There's waiting on annoying tourists. You can be a waitress in a supper club waiting on annoying people from Illinois. It's about your best job. Or the government.
I got a YouTube video on my feed one day, and it was about snowmobile racing. And apparently there's like a NASCAR of snowmobile racing.
Yeah, and they have a whole circuit. Eagle River is called the World Championships. I don't really know why, because I think actually the newspaper pitched it, but there's actually a lot of better races. I mean, I don't.
But that's why you go.
Yeah, but I don't think it's like the world champion. You have a lot of people that like Tucker Hibbert. He would race that whole other circuit and didn't come to Eagle River very much at all.
It also didn't pay. It didn't have the biggest purse.
Well, there are a lot of corn-fed bar girls up there. It doesn't just because there's no farming in northern Wisconsin doesn't mean the girls aren't corn-fed. That's how you stay warm. There's a movie. It's called is that Mystery Alaska? It's kind of a hockey movie. It's got Burt Reynolds is in it. Russell Crowe's in it. It's kind of a funny movie, but if you ever watch the movie, it totally reminds me of life in where I used to live in northern Wisconsin. And there's this one thing with this guy. He's a hockey player. He kind of gets around a lot, and he's talking about a girl he hooked up with, and he's like, "Oh yeah, she already had her. Was it 10-pound winter pudge weight on?" Anyway.
Or he said something to her about it that she got all pissed.
Yeah. No, she heard it from a friend. What's that?
It says people who have their own chickens right now.
Oh yeah.
Didn't Burt Reynolds' wife hook up with her?
What was that movie? Louis the 16th or something.
I don't know, but the guy in the middle didn't he play the bad vampire in
yeah.
One of the.
No, it was the Irish guy.
Oh, it was a different guy.
He was on Star Trek.
Oh, okay.
The curly-headed guy. Escanaba in the Moonlight is actually the first half of the movie I like a lot. It gets a little weird in the second half of the movie, but that really reminds me of Deer Up North.
And the reason it gets weird is it's a play that they made into a movie. He wrote the play, and it works on stage, but when you turn it into a movie, sometimes you got to change stuff up so it works, and it didn't really. You
do Jimmy Nagami for Phenomenal. Do it.
No, I'm not doing it.
Do it.
I can't.
He can do a good Youper accent.
Yeah.
Anyway, you gotta watch the movie.
Todd, that's about right.
Yeah, caption reads, "One day, son, all this will be yours."
Yeah.
That's my death pile right there.
Well, if your sons are smart, when that time comes, which I hope it's for many hundreds more years, they need to just come and bring in an auction company, or they need to send out a word to all the resellers.
No, they just need to bring in a front end loader and a dump truck.
Chevy took a shit. There's a really good scene in the beginning of that movie where they're in a bar and all the guys have pool sticks between their legs and all the girls have toilet paper rolls between their legs, and then they dance, but the aim of the thing is to stick the pool cue in through the toilet paper roll.
And that's who you get to go home with.
And that's who you get to go home with that night. Actually, that does remind me of northern Wisconsin.
What happens if you get 2 sticks? Never mind.
Well, that's how you line up girls and then guys. You don't line up guys on the toilet paper side.
What if it goes through the guy's paper roll and then into the girl's paper roll?
Well, the guy should have a pool stick.
It could be the devil's three-way.
Ew.
So are y'all having a good Martin Luther King's Day?
Martin Luther King's Day? Yeah, I'm on a list today. My son is off of school today.
Of course.
Yeah, northern Wisconsin, kids are going to school.
Yeah, I will. So when we were in Wisconsin, they always went to school on Martin Luther King Day.
That's because they didn't want to take a chance of having them go to school on some of those few summer days they get up there.
No, actually, it's funnier than that. We were just talking about the snowmobile derby track is right up against the school, where all 3 schools, the graded, the middle school, and the high school, are all on one big complex. They shut down an amusement park, and the school bought the land, so the kids lost the only amusement park for probably 200 miles, got shut down so they could put school there. Okay, and then because it's when Martin Luther King weekend came along, the Derby people are like, okay, well that's a day off for at least government workers, so we'll put it on that weekend. Well, the school would always have that Friday or Monday off, so they could let so the traffic wouldn't be congested. Well, the new school administrator decided we're not having any day off to help the Derby, so that's why, even though they celebrate Kwanzaa, they don't let the kids off for Martin Luther King. It's political, like everything.
Yeah, I won 12 lots in the online auction yesterday evening, so I got to go do auction pickup today. Yeah, I'll be doing that for several hours. The auction is an hour and 15-minute drive, so there you go.
Starbert Curtain, I never went to band camp. We weren't allowed to have band camps when I was in high school. We had this messed up school district.
Band camp.
And then I did not like my senior year band director. They switched. We got a new band director because the old one retired. And I just didn't like him.
It's kind of funny how you get loyal to one teacher, and if it switches,
Well, it wasn't that.
really don't like.
He was just, I don't know. He was trying to be too grandiose for our little hick high school.
Yeah.
That's how you win those awards, though.
Well, we had a bunch of musicians in our band that looked like they were war veterans. They had so many medals from so many competitions they won.
Yeah.
Which they only wore them. They only wore them during our spring concert.
I will say here they take bands super serious. They got like a semi tractor that is painted up with the Taylor County School District logo, and it's specifically their marching band semi trailer that I guess hauls all their band equipment and stuff. Which one I could say when I was in Northern, I don't remember that when I went to high school. We didn't have, my high school didn't have anything like that. And I know that school district Brandon was in and Wisconsin didn't have anything like that.
Yeah, and our school is like everybody wins. One of these, everybody gets a participant. Everybody's winning. Good job. Good try. This one kid, my kid's in Little League. This one kid clears the bases, hits a home run, clears the bases, coming between third and home base, and the moms are all clapping. Good try, good try. The kid stops and looks at the crowd and says, "I hit a home run. What do you say? Good try." And then he kind of just jogs the rest of the thing. So they're all like nervously clapping, looking down at their feet, like, even a kid can tell that's stupid. But anyway, down here, yeah, you're graded on performance. They don't care what you look like, where you're from, what you talk like. If you don't perform, you don't get the grade. The only second chance you get is an extra day of school. They'll teach you on Saturday if you couldn't get the stuff done in the other 5 days of the week. They'll give you Saturday school and Sundays or summer school, but they don't push nobody through. You either earn that grade or you don't get it. I like it down here.
James W. says, I'm graded on performance every night.
Oh, boy.
Go.
Have mercy. Mr. Sadie, I was thinking about you last night.
So how you been feeling, Tom?
I feel good.
Feel good?
I feel good. I feel good.
Like I knew that I would.
I didn't feel bad beforehand. I just, like I said, right in the middle of Scott's show that Thursday night, I just felt like somebody sat down on my chest. So I never, knock on wood, I never had any pain. Like you see on TV where people are grabbing their chest and freaking out. None of that.
I worked for a horse trainer that had a heart attack, and he didn't have any pain either. He just got real in fact, that happened in the morning, and he didn't feel good all day, and he didn't go to the hospital like 8 o'clock that night. And they're like, "Yeah, you had a heart attack."
Well, the
Anytime.
doctor said that I really had the worst case or the worst kind. One where you don't think you're having a heart attack, you're like heartburn, and then you
Uh-huh.
go sit down and you sit down and don't ever get back up because you have a heart attack.
Yeah.
Oh,
So did you
anytime
decide to go to the
picker.
hospital, or was Roberta like, you're going to the hospital?
No, I went to her and I said, it could have been worse, James. Oh, oh shit. I didn't. I commented before reading the whole comment. No, I thought it was having heartburn, and then I went back there after about 10 minutes and said, "Roberta, I think we need to get to the hospital." And she took me to the hospital.
Anytime picker's going to be listing confidential documents.
But I feel
Struggle.
good. I mean, really, I got a doctor's appointment this afternoon. So
That's funny.
and
That's a,
Wednesday I start cardiac rehabilitation.
Oh boy.
I've got to be at the which is my choosing because I'd rather do it early in the morning. Um, I've got to be at the rehab center at 6:30, and I do
And then
45 minutes of walking.
did they sign you up for your stress test yet?
They might do that during in the process of the rehab. I don't know. Good morning, Craig.
Tom's whole life is a stress test.
Just
It is.
some chest issues or something, but he was fine. But I remember we were talking to this other guy. He's like, "Oh God, when they do that stress test
Cyber.
on you," he goes, "Oh my God, it's so hard." But Jim's like, "Yeah, it was hard, but it wasn't horrible. But they put you on a treadmill and it inclines up, doesn't it?"
Yeah, for about 30 seconds. I mean, it's like not hard. It was a joke. I'm like, oh my god. So they got to jump on you right away and then take your vitals and stuff. I'm like, okay. I'm like, yeah, no, it's fine.
My whole life is a stress test.
I One of my favorite comedians is Kathleen Madigan.
I don't think I ever heard of her.
She's from up north, but she's funny, and she was talking about the Missourians noodling,
Yeah.
and, I had never. I mean, this is like the 100th time I've heard this show, but for y'all that don't know, that's where these, as she says, these rednecks get down into the Mississippi River, and they walk along the edge of it, and they stick their arm into holes, and when the catfish bites on their arm, then they pull them out and they have a fish. But one of the big concerns is some of these, and I quote, rednecks, unquote, they stick their hand in the hole of catfish bites it, and they never come back up because the catfish are so big.
My
And
fear would be all the other stuff that lives in holes, like
yeah,
snapping turtles and snakes and I don't know what else. Yeah, I wouldn't do it.
They
I'm
got
not brave enough.
there's whole videos. I mean, you can find the videos like on YouTube. They send out these girls in like Daisy Duke shorts and halter tops or bikini tops, and they're out there doing this. So it's girls like in bikinis catching these slimy catfish. I think it's a weird.
I suppose if you were gonna do
weird
it, you should
genre.
go out with. You should have like backup in case something happens. They could maybe pull you up. A
Well,
hole.
these girls they weigh about 80 pounds soaking wet, so I don't think they're gonna save you. Yeah, catfish could definitely hold them down.
yeah, because there's like 50-pound catfish
Yeah.
that we've caught. If you like to fish and you ever get the chance, go down to Lake Marion, in South Carolina, and hire one of the big catfish guides to take you out. They have pontoon boats that are like 34 feet long, and they will have like a fighting chair on the back of it, like a
Oh, really?
chair like you see
Like
out
for
on these
ocean
offshore
fishing.
fishing boats.
Yeah.
and they would strap you into it. And because anybody that
I have
fishes
never gone
knows.
catfish. I've never caught a catfish. I've caught bullheads, but
They're
never a
heavy.
catfish.
They're full of mercury, and mercury's really a heavy metal.
Oh
I ain't
God!
cleaning them.
Oh God! Oh God! Oh God! You were becoming. You moved out of the damn frozen tundra, and now Jim, you are just becoming a damn tree hugger.
Hey,
Hey, that's true story.
mercury's
Yeah,
mercury.
yeah. Do you know like where we're from? Because that's one of their big tourist things is fishing and fishing stuff and
Right.
that. They won't test the lakes up there
That's why they're all
because
good.
that's why they're all good. They won't test them. If you go 2 hours to the south, like Stevens Point, Wausau area, you can't eat the fish there because they're so full of mercury.
And everybody thinks, oh, the mercury would only be in areas where there's like factories and stuff. It's coming from it's rained on. It's got mercury.
And that ain't from like us just saying that. That was a DNR guy told that to Jim.
So that's why they tell you you're only supposed to eat fish so many times a week.
Yeah, part of my diet is I'm supposed to eat a lot of tuna, or eat a lot of fish, but the mercury in tuna just kind of concerns me.
I mean, I like tuna, but yeah, I will say, like, because when I was pregnant, they'll say to you, how many times do you eat fish? Don't eat a serving of fish more than once a week, or don't eat tuna more than once a week, or whatever. It's like, okay.
Hey, I got an old tube of Mercurochrome. I still use it because nothing stops an infection like mercury, but you guys just got to use it in moderation. It's like scotch.
You know what? What was it? Was it methylate that was also red, but it didn't burn?
I don't remember. I remember Mercurochrome.
Mercurochrome is red.
Yeah, I mean, he said, but
But-
this stuff doesn't burn. It's like Mercurochrome or something.
Oh,
like that.
see, I like the stuff that burns because I didn't know it's working.
Yeah,
Oh
that
my
shit
God,
would, that thing
Yeah.
would, man, it would burn.
My grandmother had a glass bottle of it that I swear 1895. It was this glass bottle with a glass tincture in it.
Yep.
The glass tincture. She'd pull it out. Okay, we got it. It's the only way to stop infection. And as a kid, you'd be like, ah.
That's the feeling of the germs dying. You put that Mercurochrome on, you get no infection ever. If I get hit by a car and a bone sticking out, I'll put Mercurochrome on it. It will cure anything.
Oh Lord.
Just don't do it all the time.
Well, hopefully you don't need to do it all the time. But you look back at what we did in medicine in years go by, and I just think people were tougher back then than they are now. Honestly. Yeah, and Coca-Cola used to have Coke in it.
Yeah.
But you know what? They gave me, when I was in the hospital, they gave me some opium? Not opium. They gave me some, one of the high-powered meds that they give you in the hospital. And after about 30 minutes, because the nurse said, this is going to kick in real fast like. And after 30 minutes, morphine, that's it. Morphine's baby shit. It didn't do nothing. I said,
They didn't give you morphine, did they?
oh yeah.
Because they usually give that to people when they know they're going to die.
No, they gave it to me. Well, they didn't give me a big dose of it. They gave me a low dose of it. But I was like, this is not doing anything. And the nurse said, okay. She went and talked to the doctor, and they gave me some kind of synthetic stuff. And that did the job. But I'm like, morphine, this is what people are stealing? This don't do squat.
Boy. Sounds like you're chasing the dragon.
This isn't even the strong stuff. Give me the strong stuff, Doc.
But
Give me some
like I
opium
said,
and a lighter.
it was more discomfort than anything else.
I want to blast off.
I know how to medicate myself. Roberta, give me my crack cocaine.
That's right.
Here's a cigarette. Go dip this in some opium and bring it back.
Go get me go get the bong and pour a little red wine in it and bring it to me. Some hashish. You know, they kept saying on a level scale of 1 to 10, where's your pain level? And I kept saying, I do not have any pain. I just have a tremendous pressure on my chest. And the nurse would look at me like crazy, and I would like, what do you want me to tell you? I have this. It feels like somebody is sitting on my chest. So, like I said, I never had any pain. Knock on wood.
Well, that's
Yeah,
good.
Mike. Yeah, Mike. I snuck
He
down
didn't
the
have any pain with his
I
face.
snuck down the back staircase and propped the door open with a dadgum concrete block. A martini and a Percocet. So, like I said earlier, you older guys, be sure and when you have your next physical to make them tell them that you want to have that done. Because it's not like in the olden days where they had to take you in a room and put you up on a table and cold. I swear to
Oh my
God.
God, did Todd fall over?
No, he knocked his tree over. I gotta
You
go
feel
get some.
heartburn, Todd?
You feeling heartburn, Todd?
I gotta go get some. I gotta go get some concrete blocks and wrap them in carpet and set them on the bottom of it. But
It's probably why you had the pressure on your chest. I heard if you got cats in your house, they sit on your chest when you sleep
Steal your
and
breath.
steal your breath.
no, this was
Make
entirely
Michelob
different.
Ultra valuable.
Because Roxy sleeps on me all the time. This was an entirely different.
You need
Oh my God!
a,
Where did I see?
You need a
I
Michelob
saw-
Ultra drip in your
I
IV.
saw a Michelob Ultra commercial, and I instantly thought of Mr. Stadium this week, and it had like these, I don't know, 30 somethings, young yuppie types, and they're all like, socializing with their slender cylinder can of beer.
You know, and they drink them because they're so light in calories and everything, and then they stop off at the daggum local brew house where one beer has like 5 million calories in it. Cracking a cheesesteak. I don't do cheesesteaks.
Gross. There's an ad on my thing with dead animals. Like,
Well, then stop looking at it.
well,
Go
what the
away.
fuck kind of ad is
I
that?
I'm not looking at
It's
it.
called
I
wild
don't do
pork and wild
cheesesteak. I don't know.
animal.
It's just
They're
too
like animals with
gummy.
their skins
The ones
off.
I've had, which is not a real one, but
So what else is new? How's the reselling life going?
Uh,
I've had a lot of questions, but never
mine's real good.
and a lot of offers
What's the word on the street?
on the street.
Yeah.
No.
I got 12 going out for $800.
Dang, Todd. And you're just bitching because your wife wants you to build you an office in the backyard. You have enough room in your backyard to build a place like you want?
I don't know. I haven't measured it. It's big
Are you
enough.
thinking about
probably.
building a building?
No.
Gwen is.
Build like a cabin off your pool. It'll be like your poolside cabin.
just
or your lakeside cabin.
just buy the house next door to you.
Stop using chlorine. Put some catfish in it. Noodling. You can sit on the porch and take a dip and then watch her noodle.
You know, has anybody watched the TV show Wednesday? It's on Netflix.
What?
Oh yeah, that was good on
Oh,
Netflix.
Wednesday? Yeah,
It
that
was.
good.
I only had one problem. When she dumps that 2 bags full of piranhas into that swimming pool,
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking, okay, somebody doesn't know what the hell they're doing on that way, because those fish would have went into
Well,
trauma right as soon as they hit that
It's
chlorine.
hard.
it is a TV, sometimes you have this thing called reality or fiction, and I'm going to lean towards fiction with the supernatural stuff because, yeah, piranhas can't live in chlorinated water.
Yeah, and Tom, it's probably aimed at tweens, not our old asses.
Yeah, not all that. Um, did you see 24K? He's like, the word on the street is that you can all make $2 million to $10 million. All you have to do is run for Congress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like too complicated to run for
Seriously, when you
Congress.
give out grants and stuff, you get kickbacks? Wow. Somebody call the paper.
What happens to all the money that's not spent if you run for Congress and you don't win and you have a bunch of money left over?
Well, I don't know because that stuff doesn't that go into like you have that. I don't know.
Slush fund?
No. Like let's say you run for Congress, but you have you're like I don't want the PAC money, but the money that gets donated to your election, and if you don't, but they always spend it all. If you didn't spend it all, it doesn't go
Somebody's
personally.
kid gets it. You have somebody in power's nephew or cousin or in-law winds up with the money because, well, they just hold on to it. They get paid to do something. They become like an advisor or something. You pay them for it. It's like when a college pays you like hundreds of thousands of dollars to do absolutely nothing. And then all of a sudden, you give that same college huge grants.
Isn't it something like Maxine paid like
Let's
hundreds
not
of
name
thousands? Hundreds of thousands of dollars to manage like her campaign.
Oh, you mean like Bernie Sanders' wife? Oops, did I say that? Check out Bernie Sanders' wife's job. Socialism will work.
Well, I was reading an article about this guy. I don't know. He was a Democrat. I do know that. And he was out in the Midwest somewhere. And he has 2 offices in whatever state he's in, which is what, trying to have coverage of the state, which is what they're supposed to do. But he owned both of the buildings. And so he was renting the building from basically himself. And they were nice buildings. And they were giving him hell about it out there, and I don't remember the exact numbers, but
he was renting the building from himself.
Yeah,
was he running a business in it?
His government office.
Oh.
No, it was just a vacant building,
Uh-huh.
and that's where his congressional office was.
Oh, so he was getting paid rent for his own thing, yeah.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. He's going to pay for it. It's pay that money, unless it was overinflated, which he can't do. But people need to pick their battles. And
I thought you were talking about like a regular business because when I had an S corp when I had the horse farm, but the horse, I owned the property and all the tangible stuff, but the horse farms incorporated name rented everything from me for $1. So that if it got sued, you'd have to lose all my stuff or my property. But he used to be a Democrat, actually.
yeah,
Trump.
Oh, yeah.
He actually was a Democrat. There's those, in the 16 debates, there's I forgot what they call it. It's in New York, but after the third debate, they do this dinner thing where they sort of, it's kind of like they do tongue-in-cheek, like humor or whatever. You have both candidates up there, and I forgot what it's called. I think it's done by a religious fraternal organization or something.
Or the Shriners or something.
No, I think it's religion. I digress.
Skull and Bones.
I watch it, okay, because I'm a dork that way. I watched it. I thought it was interesting. And I remember Chuck Schumer standing up, going to Trump, come on back to us. Come on back to us.
If you read The Art of the Deal, which is a very good book, whether you like him or not, but just seeing the way he thinks, the whole book is kind of like a diary of like his phone calls every day, who he talked to, and he's talking to this one guy who says, I'm gonna support the Republican because I like him better and I believe what he stands for. And Trump tells him, support the Democrat. You're in New York, you know he's gonna win. The Republican's polling terrible. He goes, why would you throw your support behind the loser? Even if you disagree with the winner, it doesn't make any sense to go with the loser. So he tells him to support the Democrat who's going to win. That was his advice. Even though he's leaning towards already being conservative, and you don't agree with the politics of the guy, he says you got to run. The winner's the one who's going to decide whether or not you can get projects done or whatever. So
Right.
go with the winner. That's the mentality.
Well, I know this
He
is gonna-
donated to like Bill Clinton's campaign. I know
He
that.
went to the Clinton, the daughter, what's her name, Chelsea, the daughter's wedding.
Oh, they were at his wedding.
It's like wrestling when they caught the Iron Sheik
Yeah.
drinking beer. With
Honestly,
Sergeant
he should
Slaughter.
run as a Democrat.
Or so
They
they
could
do
get him-
cocaine together. They don't drink it beer.
He
they
should
do cocaine
swap parties, run as a Democrat. You get everybody to vote for him, and then he could reform the Democratic
Yeah,
platform.
well, if he turned Democrat, the Democrats, they'd be his darling.
Yeah.
He'd be their darling within a week. You'd have every one of the Democrats because it's all team politics. It's like go local sports team.
Yeah.
I'm a Packer
Trump
backer.
needs to go play
I'm
golf
Cowboys are
and
America's
get out of
team,
politics.
What'd you say, Tom?
I said Trump needs to get out of politics and go play golf.
Oh boy.
And I supported him, the last two elections, but it's time for him to.
Tommy becoming anti-Trumper?
Oh boy, Tom.
Oh no.
He's just not important anymore.
It's important to me.
He represents America.
For America.
Just whenever you're gonna say America, just replace it with Trump or vice versa.
Whoa, easy down. Sorry, Mr. Sadie. I'm just.
If somebody would come out like him, I would say, okay, yeah, that'd be good. But so far, I ain't seen it. Yeah, everybody's got this milquetoast, watered down version of what I think maybe we ought to possibly do, and Trump's like, no, we need to do this. If somebody else comes out there and gets the crap out of their mouth and starts talking straight and says, yes, this is what we need to do, I would look at supporting that person.
Yeah.
I'm not in love with Trump. I've never watched The Apprentice once. Don't really care. I knew who Trump was. I'd heard of him. But Tara's the one who got me supporting him, and she's a Democrat. But I mean, I could definitely go to somebody else if they pull the crap out of their mouth and just talk straight.
Are the women in the Republican Party just too nice? Do we not have anybody that's like Hillary?
Yeah, well, if right now the only one you got is Trump.
I said women. Yeah, Jim's got a crush on him. So what's people got going planned for the new year? Have you already talked about that since I've been out of commission since the first of the year? What's your plans? What's your goals? Todd's working on his 3rd million, so he's not worried about that. Hey, Joe.
Yeah, same old stuff here. Just try to do it more and better if I can.
Buy low, sell high.
Costs a lot of money to support my lavish lifestyle.
Yeah, me too.
My lavish doctor bills and vet bills and what else have I got going on? Yeah,
Blake
all
says
that
his
stuff.
goal is to get reach like Todd.
I'm rich. I wish.
Yeah, Mr. Sadie, you're right. Anyone can be a woman now. But damn, Jim, you're going to be an ugly woman.
No, Jim wouldn't make a good woman.
What?
He said, "Damn, Jim would be an ugly woman." I said, "No, he wouldn't make a good." He looked like that dude with the big boobs that is running in that shop class and up in that high school
yeah.
teacher.
Yeah, I woke up a woman. You'd never get me out of the shower in the morning. I can tell you that.
Oh, gross.
Jim. Tara,
I feel like I'm
Tara
going to
posted a
snowball this
picture.
one more time.
Tara posted a picture on Facebook. It was Jim, Brandon, and was that his mother?
Yeah, that's Jim's mom.
all standing side by side, and I said, "Boy, Brandon here." Brandon is as tall as his grandma, or taller than his grandmother.
Tell
But
him
who's
that
the younger
box that
kid?
jumps on.
Who's the
Oh my
younger
God.
kid in the middle?
Okay, so he's taller than Jim now a little bit. I mean, he's real. I mean, when I'm walking next to him, I look short. Anyway, so now he's doing all this like because he wants to get ready for football early. He went into conditioning. He dropped a different elective class he had, and he went into conditioning. So he does like workout stuff here in our yard. He's got a ladder he runs through, but he's got this box. I couldn't do it. I mean,
About
it's
2.5 feet tall.
2.5 foot tall box, and he's not just tall, but I mean he's a stocky
He's over
kid.
200 pounds.
He jumps from the ground up on top of that box, like just jump, just from the ground
Like
up,
a
which
hop.
is like a hop, which is amazing to me because I could never jump anyway. But anyway, and he'll go out there and he'll do those box jumps repeatedly and stuff. Yeah, I mean I don't know.
Yeah,
I think
jumps
it's
on, jumps off, jumps on, jumps off.
yeah,
I'm like, holy crap, I couldn't do that once.
yeah.
I couldn't jump off the box, let alone jump
Yeah,
on
I'd pop
it.
my knee out of place. I'd have to slide off the box.
Me and Tara just watching, we're just mesmerized. We're like, what in the hell?
I would so hit the edge of the box and fall flat on my face on the top
Yeah,
of
he
the
jumps
box.
from the ground up and just stands up next to it, jumps on, and he'll do about 20 of them in a row. It's
With
crazy.
just this weird blank stare on his face.
Yeah. Which I mean, to me, he's also not like he's like built like a basketball player or something. I mean, it'd be like you taking a Budweiser Clydesdale and telling him to run in the Kentucky Derby. He's a big stocky kid.
Y'all are just not right.
One of those little kids just call another kid a mother effer.
Oh boy.
Y'all. Joanna says that she's going to work on more POD items this year in the new year. Try to make some printable cards.
Shh.
Are you going to be good this
I
time?
think the one biggest thing I wanted to try to do is try to find more of those big, like buy out a Western wear store or buy a
Or like a video game store.
video game store that's closing. Those have been my best deals in reselling.
I realized I got too much stuff, and I'm just starting to sell some of my own personal stuff that I'm like, I'm just not going to do anything with it, or it's a collection of stuff, and I don't really have a good place to display it or anything. I'm just going to get rid of some of it and give myself some more room.
Well, we always thought we'd display this stuff. We're like, well, when we get the bigger house, we're going to display it. Well, we got a much bigger house than the last house, and we still ain't got room, and there's still stuff in storage. So it's like, we ain't ever going to have if we bought a Walmart, we wouldn't have a big enough house.
Yeah.
So we're just going to have to sell some of the stuff.
Jim's selling train stuff. I'm selling, I probably have about 200 Breyer horses. I'm just going to start. My son has no interest in it, so I'm like, I might as well just cash out of it. Why store it?
Are those as still big collectibles like they used to be?
Briars? Well, it depends on what Briar you got. I mean, there's a lot of run-of-the-mill Briars, but then there's some that do better.
Traveler's a good one. And Spirit.
Yeah, if you find remember that cartoon, that Spirit Stallion of the Cimarron?
Right.
They did Briar horses of that, and those actually do really good. Honestly, most anything you see that's like the original Spirit, all that stuff does pretty good.
Because
I know they redid it for Netflix.
my sister-in-law used to collect those horses.
Oh yeah, I did it when I was a kid, and I had a lot of them on shelves and that. I don't have room for it, and I have a boy, and he's not going to be like, oh, wow, these Briar horses are cool. And I start looking at stuff like, if I died tomorrow, all this stuff's just going to end up getting sold at auction. So I might as well just cash out of some of it now.
There's y'all are still young. Y'all could still try again and see get you a daughter to give all
Yeah.
your girls
Okay, Tom. Jim's 57, and I'm going to be 50 in May. That whole, I mean, granted, it's fun to try, but that whole department is not making babies anymore.
I'm
Are
like
you
4
kidding?
years off my first Social Security check.
Yeah.
the way you talk, all he's got to do is just go over here and look lovingly into your eyes, and you get pregnant.
No, I only got pregnant the one time.
Well,
So
that just it only takes one time.
it's like instant milk. We don't have enough water anymore to make it right.
Oh Lord. Todd's like over there shaking his head.
Powdered milk.
You might have a couple of granddaughters in a couple of years.
Well, I hope not by Brandon.
Porn star that.
Well, Jim is a grandpa now. His oldest boy
Yeah.
had
No, I'm El Padre.
El Padre. Yeah, his oldest son had a baby in November.
Wow. Hadn't heard
Yeah,
about that.
let's say if I well, it can't happen at 50. Yeah, I'd be 68 when the kid graduates high school, and Jim will be rolling around with an oxygen tank in a wheelchair.
He's a porcupine. The guy Jurassic Park. The guy, that old porn star.
Oh, Jeremy. No,
Ron Jeremy.
Ron Jeremy.
Ron Jeremy.
They should make a Ron Jeremy movie called Powdered Milk.
I'm not familiar with this fella.
Drag out old Christy Canyon.
God.
No, it's Krusty Canyon.
No, babies are cute, but I'm not in the. I don't need to raise one for the next 18
You know what?
years.
Babies are like a house party. It's always better when they happen at somebody else's place. You never want a house party at your house, but they're fun to go to other people's houses. I have no problem holding somebody else's baby as long as don't name it after me.
Yeah, they're a lot of work. And that's the reason I think you need to have a license to have a baby.
Oh yeah, your diapers have gone through the roof.
Oh my God, because we bought baby stuff for his oldest boy, and well, it's been like 15 years since we had to buy anything. I'm looking at the diaper aisle, like a box of. We used to buy we used to buy boxes of Loves, and I think they're like, I don't know, $24 a box. They're like $40 or $45 a box now.
I'm glad I don't smoke or use
For
disposable
diapers, yeah.
anymore.
Dang.
Or, well, eggs. I still eat eggs.
Yeah.
So,
Jim just put an ad in the paper, and this is a 24K comment. Jim just put an ad in the paper, and have a baby by me, get a green card.
God. Oh yeah, and then they start looking for child support.
Yeah. Well, you got a bunch of property. You could just put a bunch of little cabins out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's literally something I need to do.
Tara will be Big Mama. Their mama will be Mama, but Tara will be Big Mama because she runs the place. Mr. Sadie says they put me out to stud, but they got confused with dud.
Put you out to dud.
You're a good man, Mr. Sadie.
He is.
Oh.
He's
So
very
anybody got any big
consoling.
plans for the new year?
Do I have any plans?
Yeah, I'm talking about
staying alive.
Yeah, stay alive another year and have a good time.
Staying alive.
I was gonna say something and just totally went out of my mind. That happens when you get old, guys and gals. We canceled our cruise.
You canceled your cruise?
Yeah, it was supposed to be in 2 weeks, but we canceled it.
Too much with having the heart thing in that?
I just don't. Okay, we're going to be driving to Tampa, and then we're going to be gone for 8 days, and I just did not. I just wasn't comfortable about it.
Yeah. You'll do it again
Come
later.
on, Tom. The whole cruise is open bar.
No, it's not an open bar. It's like $8.50 to $10.50 a damn drink.
Oh
boy.
no! I just saw one that some cruise are advertising an open bar the whole trip. Oh my god! I mean, who wants? Who would you like to be the captain of that boat?
The drunk boy.
Yeah,
Oh man, I wish I
the
still drank. It sounds like fun
yeah, the
though.
barf boat. They're all hanging over the side. They're seasick and
It does sound like fun
dropping
though.
their what is it? Southern Comfort old fashions with the cherry going over the side of the boat.
Let me tell you what, I've been on a cruise ship in the middle of Hurricane Dolly and people are puking everywhere. I've done my bit for God and country on that. It ain't happy, that was a total shit show. Pardon my French.
Yeah, you gotta bring your Dramamine with you.
Oh, they were giving people shots,
All right.
because it was,
But once it starts, it's just you got to get it before it starts.
well, the good thing is I didn't get sick, nor did Roberta or our friends that were with us. Um, because we started taking Dramamine before we got on the boat. And so we just feel like we had some in our system, so it didn't make us sick. But we never got sick. We were, eating and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's a miracle of Dramamine.
But there were people that were like, they had the hospital was full. They had people always.
Oh God, I kicked their ass out. Oh my God!
There was
Give them a life jacket. Tell them you can jump.
I'm always bringing.
Get the hell off this boat.
That's right, John.
Oh, wow. I mean, where do they find these
Jim would
people?
go do the charter fishing out of Florida and the gangboat fishing too. So he'd always make sure he took his Dramamine
Yeah,
before
I
he
got
left
sick
land.
when I was 5 years old. My grandma took me out of Lake Michigan in this fishing boat, and we got into chop. And I got sick as a dog. I remember I had this little ice cream pail I was picking in the whole trip. I didn't like it. Ever since then, I get on a boat that get anything bigger than a small lake. I take Dramamine, and you know what? I drink beer. I eat scrambled eggs with Tabasco. I can do anything. You don't get sick. Oh, by the way, if you take Dramamine, you can drink a case of beer and still stand still. Weird side effect of Dramamine too.
A guy who used to scuba dive used to go up to Erie or one of the Great Lakes.
There's 5 of them.
I know it was one of them. I don't
Erie's the
remember which
best.
one. It's the one which I started saying the one with all the wrecks in it, but I think they all have wrecks in them. But anyway, he said they were out in the middle of that daggum thing, and a storm blew up, and he said you would have thought you were in the damn ocean, 100
Yeah.
miles off the coast of out in the Atlantic. He said it was nasty.
My uncle was trained at Great Lakes Naval up in Chicago, and they would train on the Great Lakes, and they'd have these he called them like shitty cutter boats. He goes, but he said that was some of the roughest stuff he sailed on, and he was all over the South Pacific and that.
But I just didn't feel comfortable right at this, only being, less than a month away from the cruise. I didn't feel comfortable with it. So there's another one in December, so we might do that one.
Well, do you get to use it whatever your deposit was? Do you get to use it later on, or they give it back?
We have the insurance. I always
Oh.
buy the insurance. So we'll get basically all our money back because ours is paid for. Where were you at that they charged you $300 a person to eat the fish you caught?
It must have been a cruise. It sounds like.
I just have one of these sidebar ads that comes up since it's open bar for the whole cruise. This is the entire cruise open bar. I'm like, oh, good lord.
Yes,
I think you're attracting the wrong kind of crowd.
Yeah, because Jim did the charter boat, but then when you came in, didn't you get to sell your fish to the people at the dock?
Yeah.
Well, that's swanky there, Mr. 24K. Just starting off with the Four Seasons, that jumps it out of my daggum price range.
and then went to one of Dusty's favorite places in Canaveral, Rusty's Crab Shack. Me and Dusty both ate at the same place.
Oh well, mate, but not
Not
at the same time.
Yeah. Rusty's Crab Shack. If you ever get to Cape Canaveral, Rusty's Crab Shack is an awesome restaurant. It's like a Hooters, but I think they're blue and white instead of orange and white. But you know, Hooters is real persnickety on who they hire. Rusty's just apply. You're gonna get the job. Here's your shorts and here's your T-shirt. Go get them.
Now sling some crab around.
I thought the only requirement for Hooters was Hooters.
Well, the Hooters girls. Well, how do I say this? The Rusty's Crab Shack girls are much more approachable. You feel like you can kid around with them or whatever. They're like girls you normally see around. They're like the girls who would normally talk to you, you know.
When Jim has grandkids and he's sitting around with his grandson, you know, boys, back when I was in my 20s, we went to Hooters. You know, we had a friend that had a daughter that worked there. And she would, on a weekend, this was back in the early days of Hooters. He said she'd come home with $400 and $500 in tips.
Yeah.
He said she paid for her college and her new car with that job.
When I was bartending, they paid me $5 an hour, which I didn't even think about. But because on the
They
weekend,
let you be pregnant at Hooters? I thought you had a body type that they had to be. I mean, who wants to be the pregnant Hooters girl that's serving?
hey, there's people who are into that.
Yeah.
Now, what were you saying, Jim?
I went bartending. It was $5 an hour, but I mean, I didn't even think about it. It's like, oh yeah, they'd be here's your pay for the week, or oh yeah, whatever. Because I'd be pulling in, you know, in the summer, $500 a weekend, just on the tips. So I get to go to a bar, which I'd be in anyway. I drink for free, and I make $500.
Yeah, he was
tips.
like Tom Cruise in Cocktail. He got real good tips.
Yeah, except I didn't know how to flip the drinks. I said,
Okay.
somebody has something fancy. I'm like, hey, this is a beer and a shot bar. You want that kind of crap? Go down the street. I like an ice cream drink. Yeah, I would too.
I did see a girl try to rip his shirt off. She had a bad habit. She'd do this. She'd give you the come hither finger, and she's kind of a husky girl, and she'd grab you by the shirt and rip it right off you. You know what I mean?
You know when you're looking at Farm Field and you see all the little cows, and all of a sudden you see this.
You're talking about the cornbread Wisconsin girl.
You see this huge.
One.
You ever see this huge cow, which is the bull? It's like 3 times the size of all the other cows. That would be this lady.
Dang.
I mean, when she reached around, it looked like you had 5 bratwursts coming at you, grabs your shirt, and then pulls it off like an octopus. And she only tore my shirt. She didn't get it off me. This other guy, the girl, anyway, she brings this guy back to help us serve, which I wasn't happy about. But anyway, yeah, he's back there. He's there 3 minutes. She spots him, gives him the finger. I'm like, oh, here it goes. She ripped the shirt right off him. He's gone. He left. He was a bartender for like less than 5 minutes.
This is not a Hooters. This is a Bobcat shirt, which is not in existence any longer. After we got rid of the Hornets, they decided they want to have another team. So we had the Bobcats, and eventually they changed the Hornets, who went to New Orleans. They became something else. So that freed up the name for the Hornets to come back to Charlotte. Just a little NBA history there for you.
Tom doesn't have shorts on.
No, it's cold. I got on.
Don't stand up and show us, Tom.
I got a damn blanket across my leg, and I got sweatpants on. I'm cold.
Oh, I was just saying to Jim this morning because he was wearing sweatpants. I know you've crossed the threshold to an old man when you walk around in sweatpants all the time.
Old Tom sitting in his rocker with his blankie and his
And his sweatpants on.
Normally I'm
cat.
walking around in shorts with the dadgum sweatshirt
Short
on.
shorts.
Well,
Like
you know,
hot pants.
shorty,
Like a man
Wear shorts.
and because my legs can be fine, but my chest gets cold real fast.
Uh,
Yeah, Mike's gone. Mike lives down there with all them old people, so he's bored now. Boring now.
Oh, that broad with the ripping the shirts off, she was on the manhunt that night. Honestly, I thought she was gonna punch me, and I was just about. I don't even think I'm seeing Jim at the time. She's chasing around another guy. Came and he stood in between me and my friend, and here she comes trotting over, and she's running around with no shoes on. And I did give her the up down look, and she caught it. And I thought she was. I'm like, oh boy, that's it. She's gonna kick my ass.
You know, I just have this feeling that these a bunch of that 20-year-olds, 20 somethings, late teenagers, 20 something year olds are going to come knocking on this door saying, "Are you my daddy?"
Do you remember that Amy fell in
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
there's this girl who's her. Well,
Well, don't say her name.
yeah, okay. Anyway, so this girl's there. She's another bigger girl, or whatever. She falls on her butt on the floor of the lower part of the bar, which is where the pool tables were, which is a tile floor, not carpet. So she's on the floor and it's dirty. It's like, okay, well, I'll help you get up. And she's wearing one of these like mini skirts, and she's like, no, don't help me up, don't help me up. And she can't.
But she's drunk. She can't
She
get
gets
up.
too drunk to get up. I'm like, what's wrong? She goes, I'm not wearing any underwear. I'm like, oh no. I'm like, I gotta mop this floor for crying out loud. I'm like visualizing she's stuck to it like a suction cup. So anyway, we got a spatula and got her up. But
Okay.
that was nasty. She didn't want anybody to see her butt. I'm like, well, then don't go to the bar in a miniskirt with
With
no
no
underwear.
underpants on.
At
Well,
least wear a thong or
she was
something.
on the prowl for that one guy, who, and I think she thought that would really.
You know what, girls? You can talk the guy into it wearing underwear, okay? He
Good
doesn't
morning,
care.
Glenn.
He knows the underwear will
Yeah.
come off at some point. So
That's true.
You're not right. I got to get out of here. I'm on a tight schedule today.
Yeah,
Oh,
time to shut it down, folks.
Yeah.
We got to do this at night, Glenn. Glenn. I just said hello,
Glenn?
Glenn.
Glenn,
Tim, we got to do this at night.
You doing the show tomorrow?
Yeah, everything seems to be working fine because I played a pretty heavy computer game last night, so
All right.
I'll give it a go in the morning.
Bye, everybody.
All right, have a good day.
go do it.